What is up, everyone? My name is OJ and welcome to my village of PlayerEssence, where you can come get all your latest Nintendo Switch and gaming news, P Ninjas. So let's go ahead and jump right into this one. So is it Culdcept or is it Culdcept? One of those two. Culdcept Revolt is coming to Nintendo 3DS finally this year, and NIS America has outlined some of the key features of this unique take on card battle and board games. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here. So the key features are addictive fantasy gameplay, so you can jump into a match and lose yourself in a world of monsters, magic, and strategy as you navigate the board and summon monsters on your way to victory in this fast-paced card collecting fantasy. Near endless strategy. Collect over 400 unique cards and develop your skills as you test your deck on new boards in new conditions, or return to favorites to hone your strategies. Play solo or online. Discover the story of Culdcept with an engaging story mode, or practice your decks in free play mode, or once you've nailed down your strategies, challenge friends and strangers up to 4-player local or online matches to discover new strategies, climb the leaderboards, and enjoy the excitement of unpredictable and fun matchups. Customize your experience. Make your gaming personal by developing a deck to fit your gameplay style, and choose the perfect avatar and deck book to represent your playstyle and personality. So this is a game I think that was released last year on the Nintendo 3DS in Japan. I know there was a Nintendo 3DS Direct or something like that, and this game was on the Japanese one but was not on the American one. And now we understand why. It took them quite a bit of time before they decided that they want to release it here in North America and in the Western territories. So I'm not really looking forward to this game too much because I don't know much about it, but I know it's been like a long-running franchise. I think they said it's the 20th anniversary of this one. So for those who do like this, I wanted to just talk about it because it's something that actually came out a little bit ago, but I wanted to make sure that I caught up on this news a bit because it does look like a cool game. And since it's been around for 20 years and going, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that do like this series. So let me know what you guys think about it below, and did I pronounce it right? Let me know about that as well. Alright, and moving on here, we've got more from the recent interview with legendary producer Shigeru Miyamoto and Anuma-san with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild when talking about balance of fan feedback into the game. So here's what they had to say on the matter, talking about monitoring playtesters, which is really important, but also listening to fans of the game is also equally as important, according to Mr. Anuma, which he recalled reading that a player really missed riding around on opponent in a huge open world, something they thought was missing while experiencing The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Anuma-san also sympathized with the player along with their feedback, and this thought process went towards influencing the development for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with the ability to explore a more open-air landscape. So this is really interesting that that one little thing could spark this type. Now, I do think that there's other factors into it, but yeah, I have to 100% agree. One of my biggest issues with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was that there was no opponent to ride around in. Now, I know that they're trying to do something different. I understand that, and I don't fault them for going the direction that they went in Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. My only problem is that it took all generation to come out, and I just don't feel that the conventions that they tried to change necessarily were a home run. Now, I know people love that game. Obviously, it has some motion controls, Wii Motion Plus in there. There's a lot of different things in there that change up the Zelda formula quite a bit, and I respect them for doing that. But just for me, it wasn't my style of Zelda game as far as what I want to see. Now, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, this is hitting on all the cylinders as far as what I wanted in the next Zelda game. I wanted more of an RPG experience, which they're giving us with weapon crafting and things like that. I wanted more of an open world game to where you can explore it any way that you want, like the original Legend of Zelda game, and I also wanted something that was going to take combat a little bit more seriously and divvy up enemies a little bit harder. And this game is doing all that, not only with the hero mode put into the game, but also the new hard mode that's coming later in the year. So for me, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is really that dream Zelda game. There's a lot of things outside of just outright experience points for beating enemies that I got into this game. So I am really, really happy with the direction and the fact that they did listen to the fan and say, hey, you know what, this is what we're going to do in this open air game. I love how they call it that, by the way. Can't call it open world, open air game. So I'm really happy about that. And if you look at some of the different stuff that they're doing with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild when it comes to the combat, when it comes to the type of armor that you can wear, there, the type of weapons that you can collect. It really just says to me that they're like, yes, we are going to change this thing up, and we're going to make sure that we create a game that not only tops all the previous Zelda games, but also sets new boundaries going forward. So guys, we are so close to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch launching. It is going to be March 3rd. That is next week. We're going to be getting this bad boy in our houses. And yes, guys, I will be streaming live pretty much all night. I have that day off, so I'll definitely be streaming quite a bit, so make sure you tune right into PlayerEssence here to catch all of that. And moving on to the last topic here, we're going to be discussing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Anytime that I can talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you ninjas know that I'm going to be doing this, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 music recording sessions are taking place right at this point, and it's actually really awesome, really nice, high production quality, as you can see from these pictures here. And here is the comment on here from Sam K Music in Minato-ku, Tokyo, Japan, and he says, spending the day recording tracks by composer Yasunori Misuda for hashtag Nintendo Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Brilliant recording done by Brian Masterson, and brilliant singing from all of those people that they have listed there. And this gets me really excited to see this type of thing, if they're giving this at least this type of access in beforehand, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to be that massive game to me that really makes a lot of people say, okay, now I'll get this game. You need a variety, guys. I think with the Wii U, you saw it at launch. They had a lot of different games, right? There were a lot of Western games, there were a lot of ports, but was there really that unique game that you were like, okay, this is for like the absolute core in that first year? I don't think so. I don't think the Wii U even got that at all. To me, Xenoblade Chronicles X could have been that game if it launched in that first year, and we did get that in 2014 with Bayonetta and other titles, but that was a long ways off. That was 2 years later. This game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, is slated for 2017, and like I said in a previous video, I do feel that the new development atmosphere with the Nintendo Switch will be able to get this game out in this year 2017. So I am really looking forward to this, because I feel Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is one of those core games that if you can get it out early, if you can hype it and just get it really to where the fans that love the first one and then also love the open worldness of the second one as far as Xenoblade Chronicles X, if you can marry those two elements with a fantastic story and get that out there, it can be more successful than any of the previous games, because you have to remember, releasing games at the end of a generation that doesn't have a lot of hype going into it, that has localization or long delays between one region and another, is not a good idea. It always affects sales. It always does. It did the same thing with Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. It did the same thing with Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. If you can get this one out, get people excited by releasing little tidbits here and there, then really show off the game in a better way and more focused with the direct, instead of doing the long burn like they did with Xenoblade Chronicles X, which was way too long. 2013, at the end of 2013, I think 2014 they showed off some, 2015 there was like multiple directs showing off this same game. Don't need to do that. That doesn't work. I think what they should do with this game, and I think what they're going to do, is have a focused direct on it, hype leading up into launch, and really highlight why RPG fans from all systems, from anywhere. So if you love the old school PS2 RPGs, or if you love the current JRPGs right now, like Final Fantasy or any of the other games coming out, why you need a Nintendo Switch to buy this game. But not only highlight that, but also highlight the other games that you're going to have if you're a Japanese RPG fan. So for example, stuff like Fire Emblem Warriors is coming, a brand new Fire Emblem game is coming, Shin Megami Tensei is coming. So not only do they need to hype that, but also hype what's upcoming, because the Wii U, to me, the one major downfall of the system was not enough Japanese RPGs. I think we've got 2 of them as far as main Japanese RPGs, and 2 is not enough. Heck, we got 2 in 2017 for the Nintendo Switch in the first freaking year. Not even the first year. First 8 to 9 months, we've got 2 of them. There's even more if you count with Disgaea, Dragon Quest Heroes, so we even got way more than 2. So the fact that the Nintendo Switch has these type of games needs to be something that needs to be highlighted alongside with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because I think this is going to be a bigger game than a lot of people are giving it credit for. A lot of people think it's just niche and it can't really expand outside of that, but I think this game is on the brink. Just like how Fire Emblem came out with an amazing game on the Nintendo 3DS on a popular system, and it really just boosted the popularity of it and really got great sales, Xenoblade Chronicles could be that next game to do so, because the sales on the Wii, despite the situations, were pretty good, and on the Wii U, once again, despite its situations, pretty good for both games considering what happened and the systems that they were on. So I'm really hyped to see the launch of this game, and I cannot wait to see how Nintendo promotes it and actually puts in like when we're going to see combat, because that's something that we haven't seen. All they showed off was just the world and the environment and the story elements of the game to know that, hey, this is going to be more like Xenoblade Chronicles than Xenoblade Chronicles X, but we still need to see how the combat is going to work. Is that going to have mechs? Are there going to be more to it? We saw a beast riding part, so is that going to be factored into combat as well? So much stuff to know about this game, but we should get more in 2017. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you ninjas for the next video. Peace.